Face oblivion.
What is up, YouTube? It's Kingfisher745, and I hope you enjoyed the intro. That custom intro and this graphic were both made by Hayden, so big thank you to him. As for this video, Season 2 Chapter 10 has just been released, and this is going to be our first look and overview. And so it begins. Now first up, we're going to be fighting MODOK. He appears to be the end boss of Mission 1. But as far as the weapon, we can find that in the Mission Info tab. So let's see what type of weaponry we're dealing with. First of all, for Mission 1, it's the Psionic Rifle. It's going to be a deadly crit psychic attack that applies migraine and mental anguish. So a mental anguish attack from your agent, that sounds pretty nice. We're starting off kind of strong, so I do have high hopes for this one. Next, moving on to Mission 2, it looks like Ultron's going to be the boss. And there's also an epic boss in this one, Bastion. That means 2 weapons or gadgets, and first of all we have the Personalized Singularity Matrix. It's a quick action buff tech. It is subtle, and it applies attacks always hit and ignore most avoidance effects, aka Greater Knowledge. That's replaced by Master Planning. So it also makes attacks always critically hit. And finally, Flawless Execution. Attacks ignore most avoidance effects, they always crit and ignore defense. Now this is a pretty awesome gadget. It is only on one ally, but it's a quick action. And it's basically like a single target Small Hadron Collider. Or at least it's that first function of it. So this is another very usable drop from Chapter 10. Next we have the Sentinel Cannon. A single target attack that has Fatal Blow. So not a lot's going on with this one, but that could definitely come in handy. Not too impressive though. Moving on to mission number 3. And the reward for this one's going to be the Ionic Siphon. A single enemy attack that's going to grant your agent Ionic Absorption. Restores health when damaging a target. Now at first glance this seems pretty weak as well, but when damaging a target, that part could be pretty interesting. What all is going to count for that? Like would thorns, or any little thing that causes damage, although it may be slight, is it going to heal your agent? We'll just have to wait and see. But for Mission 4, you can get the Blacklight Ring. This grants your agent the Dark Force. Applies Dark Void and Disoriented when attacked, and hit by a single target attack. It also applies a heal while the Dark Force is active, however it's removed when attacked and hit. The fact that this isn't a quick action is pretty weak, I have to say. It's only going to be a one-time effect, so it's not really worth a spot on your bar. The only thing I could really even think of is if you were phased and maybe that heal helps out, then you come out of phase, get the one use on it, and that's kind of just stretching its potential. Then for Mission 5, the handheld fan blade is going to be a single target, pretty high attack weapon that causes pain and grants your agent defensive shift. Incoming damage is reduced, plus counters attacks, and it doesn't have a round count on it, so maybe that's just indefinite. If that's the case, it may be worth picking up. Finally for Mission 6, it's a premium mission so you need Deathlock. It also has the other epic boss. The first gadget you can win is the Finest Formula. It's for one ally and it grants build-up. This also should be a quick action, but unfortunately it isn't. Next there's Maximus Perplexing Device, an AoE debuff tech that causes Disoriented. So it does one whole function from the cube, but minus the removal part, and it's not even a quick action. I have to say I'm kinda disappointed by most of these drops. I'm just hoping that the ISO is much better, and I'm sure they will be. Perhaps the most highly anticipated part of the new chapter though is going to be the brand new worthy. So let's check out Daimon Hellstrom. We already knew this guy's going to be a blaster and an infiltrator, and just imagine him with the covert E-ISO. I'm really excited to see what all of his abilities are going to do. Okay, so here he is, and this is what his costume looks like in-game. Angrir, Breaker of Souls. Infiltrator, and Blaster. And then as far as his passives, he first of course has Breaker of Souls. Gains infernal power when an enemy is defeated. Next he has Lost Dark Soul. Restores health after attacking. Counters fire and magic attacks. Chance to nullify damage from enemy magic attacks against all allies. Plus he restores stamina after nullifying the attack. So take that, Enchantress. Finally, he is worthy. That means he's immune to burning, chilled, poison, radiation, and fear. And I'm going to be using this guy in PvP, I'm pretty sure. Moving on to his abilities. His level 1 attack is going to be the Soul Breaker. This is a melee fire attack that causes soul fire, so taking magic damage every turn, plus removes beneficial statuses. It also applies Doom. That is a really impressive level 1. It's actually quite sick. After that, his level 2 is Cloaked in Lost Souls. This is going to be an AoE buff that applies Skittering Soul Siphon. Chance to avoid attacks. Attacks become stealthy. And counters attacks with drained stamina. Pretty sick, and can you imagine him with the lunacy? It may be very annoying for your enemy team. His level 6 is then going to be a quick action. It's Succubus Dominatrix. An AoE summon that applies Possess to all enemies. Now this is a 70% chance, but it's a psychic effect which causes the target to immediately attack an ally. Plus they cannot use any action besides recharge on the next turn. That attack is going to be absolute chaos. They're going to just be attacking each other, then they're effectively stunned. That is extremely impressive, and it's just a quick action. But finally he has Twisted Flames, a very high heal for one ally. It's going to restore health each turn for 2 rounds, removes and prevents debuffs, plus counters attacks with Burning, Scorched, and Pyrophoric. I definitely see a lot of Kurth and Angrir teams coming next season. It's going to be scary. But as far as Chapter 10, this is just our first look. We're going to get right into the tasks, and as far as videos, we'll be putting out the heroic battles soon. So if you need any help on anything, make sure you check back right here. Subscribe if you aren't already. Please leave a like and comment. And until next time, good luck in Chapter 10. Thank you for watching and take care.